Hi everyone. I chose to review case study 10.1 Mealtime with a Toddler. Josiah is a 22-month-old boy living with his mother and grandmother. As a toddler, he's going through a time in his life where his physical and developmental skills are exploding at a rapid pace. Josiah frequently throws temper tantrums around mealtimes, and his mother and grandmother have gotten to a point where they are so frustrated and concerned with his eating habits. The first question asks to describe the issues surrounding Josiah's mealtime behaviors. One of the biggest issues with Josiah's mealtime behaviors is that his mother and grandmother allow him to watch TV while eating dinner. Distractions should really be kept to a minimum during mealtimes, as this is when toddlers should be practicing self-feeding skills and experiencing new foods and textures. Another issue is that his mother and grandmother feed Josiah dinner from their plates after he refuses to sit in his booster chair for his meal. This poses two different issues. The first being that toddlers should always be seated while eating. And secondly, it's likely that the grown-ups are eating foods that a 22-month-old should not be eating because he could easily choke on it. One of the ways that Josiah's mother and grandmother could begin introducing new foods into his diet is by pairing new foods with familiar ones. According to Brown, new foods are better accepted if they are served when the child is hungry and if the child sees other family members eating it. If his mother and grandmother begin eating a new food, Josiah's curiosity will naturally get the best of him and he'll want to imitate what they're eating. The third question asks for snack suggestions for in-between meals. His mother and grandmother should allow enough time in between snacks and meals for Josiah to get hungry. Nutrient-dense snacks such as thawed frozen peas, corn, or diced cucumbers are just a few great choices. I would also suggest applying the 1 tablespoon rule per year of age, as most toddlers cannot eat a large amount of food at once anyway. An immediate concern that stuck out to me when reading the case study was that Josiah's mother and grandmother allow him to walk around the house with apple juice while they prepare dinner. The most important thing to acknowledge when it comes to snacking is that grazing on sugary foods should not be allowed because they can stunt toddlers' already small appetite during mealtimes. While snacks are important for a toddler to have, grazing throughout the day on sweetened beverages can blunt appetite when it's time to sit down for the meal. There are several healthy eating behaviors that Josiah can develop through the act of modeling. An easy one to change is that if Josiah's mother and grandmother stop eating dinner in front of the TV and start sitting at the kitchen table, Josiah will realize mealtime should be had without distractions. Another healthy eating behavior to establish would be having breakfast together every morning. If they all sat down at the table before heading off to school and work, it would really set a positive practice in place. The last question asks, should Josiah be encouraged to eat all the food on his plate before allowed to get out of his booster chair? The answer is no. With toddlers slowing growth, it's natural for their appetite to decrease. Parents tend to put on their plate too big of a portion, and then they consider their child to be a picky eater when they don't finish it. Instead, they should give smaller portions and allow them to ask for more if they're still hungry. Thank you all for listening to my review on this case study. I look forward to hearing your feedback and questions.